decided that what I'm going through right now is something that I wanted to share. A lot of people speak about it months after it's happened, years after it happened, and I feel like not a lot of people really understand the pain and process that something like this is. A lot of people feel shame, feel like they weren't good enough, or question if they did something wrong or why them. And I feel like that's something that we should stop doing to ourselves, because it's not it's not something that we should automatically think of. A lot of people will judge others and say, oh, well, you probably weren't healthy, or you weren't taking care of yourself correctly, or um, you you did too much force, or maybe you're just not good enough, or strong enough, or woman enough. And um, I've seen a lot of comments like that towards other people, not to myself whatsoever, because this is the first time I'm speaking about it. Um, but I've had other people say where, oh, well, you had a C-section, so you basically didn't, birth your child. So you're basically like not a mom. Or where they say, oh, well, you can't have kids, so you're not woman enough, or you're not a woman, or you're not good enough. Or if you have miscarriage, or um, are having issues, that is something horrible for anyone to even fathom, that it is okay to say something like that to someone else, or to think like that. I know everybody is raised differently and has their own opinions, but my opinion is that that is absolutely unacceptable. It is something that is horrible. Um, and I have 5 beautiful daughters. And right now I am going through something that I never imagined I would go through. It is so painful because every time my daughters walk into my room or see me, I have to completely change and act so strong for them so that they don't know what's happening. And it is the hardest thing ever, putting up a strong facade to not hurt those who you love. It is the hardest thing ever. I was at work yesterday and I started spotting. So I immediately left and came home, pick up my husband, and went to the ER. So prior to me leaving work early yesterday, I had a week where I was feeling sick. I had to go and get checked, and I found out that I was expecting. Now, my HCG levels on my blood showed I was 4 weeks. That same week, they did a ultrasound. The ultrasound showed my sac was 6 weeks, um, but they couldn't see no baby in. So they weren't understanding what was happening. He says, we'll do your first appointment for Monday. Today, if you would like to return to work, you can. Um, this was a morning appointment. I work nights. So he's like, if you don't feel the pain too hard, the cramping, and if you think you can go to work, you can. And made me an appointment, like I said, for Monday. And then for Friday, I would have another ultrasound to see how baby was doing. Since baby would be a little bit bigger, um, they could probably see baby already. Um, that night, I go to work. Everything is okay. I get home after work. Um, Work was super understanding. Everyone was very helpful. So it wasn't strenuous on me. I got home, took a bath, relaxed, felt only like a little sore because I hadn't worked for a few days, but nothing alarming or anything like that. Um, Thursday, I go back to work in the afternoon, and I had to leave early due to spotting. Um, I immediately come home, like I had said, picked up my husband, and go to the ER. My doctor sees me, and luckily he was the one that was on call, and they check my levels. So we are informed that my levels had dropped, and he tells me, this is what we were fearing. You are having a miscarriage. It will be as a very heavy period. It will happen naturally, and uh, baby was very small, so it will come as just a very heavy period. Uh, Today is Friday. This happened yesterday. I talked to my husband and I told him, like, hey, I just went to the restroom. I'm spotting again. It is, it's happening. He has been the most understanding person ever. He sends me a beautiful text, and since yesterday, he's been doing everything to make me feel loved and comfortable with the whole situation. He holds back his tears. Thank you. As he's bringing me all of my favorite snacks to bed, taking care of me, making sure I'm okay, drinking a lot of fluid. Um, he tells me that he's here for me and that everything happens for a reason. And both him and I know that everything happens for a reason. Even though we fully understand that, the pain doesn't go away. We have 5 beautiful daughters. We are immensely blessed. But the pain is still there. This is something that should be spoken more about, should be seen more, should be understood more. Those who are suffering through this should be loved immensely, should be told that they are loved, shown that they are loved. I I don't know how hard the situation would be if I didn't have my amazing husband with me and my beautiful daughters. I cannot fathom the idea of someone going through this alone or not having someone to talk to. Even myself, with 5 kids, was not aware that a miscarriage could come in different ways. I was ignorant to the knowledge of what having a miscarriage was like. I thought that at one moment or another you just started bleeding, and before you knew it, you had a miscarriage, and then you had to have a few days to recover. I did not know that there's women who have to sit with pain for days. People should know that it's not just what you see on TV or in movies or novelas. It's not like that. It happens in so many different kinds of ways, and it's crazy how some of us are just so ignorant to the facts of it, like I am. I did not know until it started happening to me. So because of that is why I decided to put this painful journey out there and do this, because it's not a one shoe fits all situation. It is very different for everyone, and I feel like it needs to be known. I feel like more people need to know how this happens and the different ways that it happens. So you go to the gym to release, and you come back with that. So this morning was our first appointment since Thursday, and doctor asked me how everything was going, if the pain would be still ongoing, if I had already started the process, if not, all of that. And I told him that during the weekend I was spotting and cramping here and there, but nothing like having a full blown period or anything like that. So we went through some options. We talked about what would help. So we talked about taking medication that would basically speed up the process of the miscarriage to kind of get my body going. And then the last option would be having a procedure done. Now, we obviously went the natural route. We wanted to give my body the time to kind of release the pregnancy on its own. The sac and placenta obviously were much bigger than what the baby was showing. Currently, doctor said that I would be anywhere between 7 to 7.5 or 8 weeks along. Right now, baby would be around 5.5 to 6 weeks along. But as soon as we left the office, I started the pain. My body basically went into birth mode, and doctor said basically it's if I have already painful periods, this one could be, even more painful, which it is. So today is Tuesday. Yesterday I went through the whole process. I did have, everything come out, and now I decided that it was time to go back to work. It is very soon, but they still expect women to work, while going through this process. Basically, they say, well, what stops you from going to work when you have a period? Nothing. So it's basically like a super heavy period, you can still go. Which I think is horrible, because like we're having a mini birth, our bodies are going through a lot, besides the fact that our bodies go through a lot when we have periods. I mean, whoever has periods, they know that their bodies go through a lot. Now, on top of that, we're having a mini birth, and there's a lot of changes going on, besides the fact that there's, sentimentalness that goes along with it. But I know everything happens for a reason, and I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to go back and see where today takes us. Hopefully, I make it. No, I know I'll make it. I had my high frequencies on last night. I, was just thinking positive thoughts. I, had my affirmations going. I said my affirmations, and, I'm a bad bitch. I have a family. I have an amazing husband, and I felt what I felt. I still do. But Just like I have to put on a strong face for my daughters, I'm going to leave all my confidence in God. Um, if you believe in God, then you understand me. Whoever you may believe in, if you don't believe in anything, science, whatever it may be for you. Um, in my case, I have all the confidence in God in the world, and I know that everything happens for a reason. It wasn't aligned for me. It's not meant to be right now. There could have been many possibilities as to why, and even though it hurts, I accept it full-heartedly. And now it's my time to put in the work. Keep going for my goals that I have. And I can't let myself break down. I cannot let myself, stop going, because the world keeps going, time keeps going. My daughters need me, my husband needs me. So off to work I go. It's not easy, but I always try to be optimist. I always try to see the best in things, even in the most hardest things, even in the stuff that really are difficult. But I'm going to put on my best face, and I'm going to put on my best attitude, and I'm going to truly believe it and feel it, because I know that there's something amazing coming my way. And to all those who are going through this, who have gone through this, you are amazing. You are powerful. My heart is with you. Man, my admiration is with you guys. I swear. I advise you wholeheartedly, look for help. Don't do it by yourself. It's hard as it is. Now imagine doing it by yourself. If your family sucks, or you just don't have any, sadly, or if the father of the baby that you had on the way sucks, or maybe he's there with you and you guys just don't have no one else to turn to, look for help. You can always call your local hospital and ask if they have any groups or any pages or any phone numbers that you can call. Look for help. Do the outreach, because it's too much to do on your own. It's too much to go through on your own. And the more support you have, it's not going to be easier, but it's going to help. It's 100% going to help. So this was my journey, experiencing this. It broke a piece of me. It broke a piece of my husband, but we grew stronger together. And if you are by yourself, you will grow stronger. Don't let it take you down. Do not let it take you down. Everything happens for a reason. A stranger is going to be your number one fan before a known person to you is. And it's 100% true. Before family and before friends are your number one fans, you're going to have a stranger out there be your number one fan first. So even if it is a stranger, please look for help. And at least it's someone to talk to. At least it's someone to, tell your story to. Because even just by saying it and releasing your own story is a huge step. I hope that at least you hearing about my story can reassure you that you're not alone. I don't know what my story will do, but
this is my way of not keeping it in. This is my way of having some kind of therapy that I can connect with, that I know helps me spiritually. So I wish you guys all the best in the world. You are extremely loved. And if I've never met you before, you are still loved by me. You can always message me, whatever. If you just need to say hi, I'm going through it, or I've been there, or whatever it may be. Even if it's to send, some kind of emoji that you can relate to with this story or with your experience or etc. I'm here for it. If I'm that stranger that you need to speak to about it, then I will gladly be that stranger. I have no issue. Down below I'll link my social media, so like that you can always reach me there, or you can just comment on this video. And I really, 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 really wholeheartedly wish you 100% the best.